Walai kwa national anthem yetu mzima. Line tu moja tu ndio ina make sense hii. Mungu nguvu yetu. Hiyo peke yake. Hizi zingine zote hadi tuishi na undugu, amani na uhuru. Hakuna.
Uhuru siku hizi na sisi.
Uhuru hata hizi na sisi hata tulipotokanga. Amani hakuna. Undugu hakuna, siku hizi mandugu ni mandugu nugu. Yaani hakuna ati
na upendo.
Ati raha tupate na ustawi. Raha gani? Watu mtaani wanapata raha na matawi. Ustawi hakuna. Ati tushikane mikono pamoja kazini. Watu wana kazi. Ati sijui may we dwell in unity. Sasa tuna dwell in poverty. Sasa hakuna sasa ni kungori. Hakuna kitu yenye ati plenty be found within our borders.
Hakuna plenty.
Watu wanavuka border wakihepa.
Wakienda kutafuta hizo plenty huko.
Wakienda kutafuta plenty huko. Hakuna hata kitu hata mmoja kwa hiyo national anthem yenyewe. Sasa tunaishi nayo. Hakuna.
Yes, I wanted to be on record that I support IT and I support anyone who uses technology to push for accountability. We can't be a fuckery of a nation that wants to empower its citizenry to grow and use their brains. But when they demand accountability, they're put in jails. You can't jail 20 million Kenyans. You can't. And you must be an idiot to actually use a judicial system in an era where media and availability of information is what drives the world. You can't. Release that young girl. Don't be stupid.
One term is real. One term is unstoppable. And no violence.
Another activist has been released after being held by Gava for some time. Now she goes by the name of Njeri. Rose has been trending for some time now.
She has been
at number one.
Yeah. Did you, I mean, it was very, very commendable to see Maraga there.
Yes.
In court.
Yeah.
Defending
Even
her.
I saw Nani went to visit her. What's the guy's name? The guy who was chained. What's his name? Senator from Busia.
Who?
Okay, Omtata.
Omtata.
Yeah, I forget his name. Yeah,
okay,
so now,
Omtata.
Yeah. Apparently, Rose Njeri has been released. She's a software developer, as you guys know, and she developed a platform to submit feedback on the 2025 finance bill. So she's been released on a 100,000 shillings bond. Now, Magistrate Geoffrey Onsarigo granted the software developer the personal bond and scheduled 20th of June ruling to determine whether Njeri is going to answer to charges related to alleged cybercrime offenses. Now, Njeri did not take plea. She's accused of unauthorized interference with computer systems, specifically for creating a web application that sent mass emails to the Finance Committee of the National Assembly, basically spam. Right? Now, the prosecution also alleges that this action disrupted the normal functioning of parliamentary systems. According to detectives, they say the platform created by Njeri directed mass emails to the official system of the clerk of the National Assembly, thereby interfering with normal functioning of the system.
We are here to support them and say that Njeri has a right to say what he wants to say. If you are asking a question, yes or no, and somebody says yes, another one says no, those are answers. Those are answers.
Do you think it's a limitation to the freedom of expression?
Of course it is. It's a terrible limitation of the freedom of expression.
Okay, thank you.
Tunaanza na taarifa kwamba mwanaharakati ambaye pia ni mtaalamu wa mitandao Rose Njeri ameachiliwa kwa dhamana ya shilingi 100,000. Njeri hakusomewa mashtaka baada ya mawakili wake wakiongozwa na jaji mkuu mstaafu David Maraga kusema kwamba tuhuma dhidi yake hazikuwa na msingi wowote wa kisheria. Njeri anatuhumiwa kwa kubuni jukwaa la mtandao la kuwasilisha maoni ya umma kuhusiana na mswada wa fedha wa mwaka 2025. Mwanahabari wetu Ben Kiroi anatufungulia Nipashe kwa taarifa hiyo.
Baada ya kusubiri kwa saa kadhaa, hatimaye mwanaharakati Rose Njeri alifikishwa mbele ya hakimu Geoffrey Onsarigo akikabiliwa na mashtaka ya uhalifu mtandaoni. Hata hivyo, Njeri hakusomewa mashtaka, mawakili wake wakipinga mashtaka hayo na kuyataja yasiyo na msingi wowote wa kisheria. Njeri anashutumiwa kwa kudukua mifumo ya kompyuta bila idhini na kutengeneza programu ya mtandaoni iliyotuma barua pepe kwa wingi kwa kamati ya fedha bungeni.
We are taken aback in terms of how do we respond to this charge when the email address was created specifically to be used by members of the public to send their memorandums either in support or in opposition.
Maafisa wa upelelezi wanasema jukwaa hilo lilielekeza barua pepe nyingi kwa katibu wa bunge la kitaifa kinyume na sheria.
And the information that is given is that the accused person, the suspect before you, knowingly made a program hosted at that website that automatically generated and sent mass emails. Is there sufficient information to understand what we are alleging you to have done? The answer is easily yes.
Mawakili wa Njeri wakiongozwa na jaji mkuu mstaafu David Maraga walidai kuwa mashtaka hayo hayana msingi na yanakiuka haki zake za kikatiba.
Instead of being charged, in our view, she should be applauded for having done the work of Parliament or the Parliamentary Committee and the institutions which are there to receive views.
Njeri aliachiliwa kwa dhamana ya shilingi 100,000. Baada ya kuachiliwa, Njeri alisimulia jinsi alivyokamatwa nyumbani kwake siku ya Ijumaa na kuzuiliwa katika kituo cha polisi cha Pangani. Baada ya kuzuiliwa siku 4, mwanaharakati Rose Njeri ameachiliwa huru, lakini mawakili wake wameikosoa vikali serikali kwa madai ya kubuni mashtaka. Mahakama inatarajiwa kutoa uamuzi tarehe 20 mwezi huu wa iwapo Njeri atashtakiwa kwa tuhuma za uhalifu wa kimtandao.
Some of us came prepared to represent both Governor Natembeya and Rose Njeri, a very young lady doing what every Kenyan should be able to do, have open conversation about the state of governance in our country, and just attempting to have a conversation about Finance Bill 2025. There's nothing criminal about it. She has been apprehended and we don't know where she is. So we must remind the DPP and William Ruto that if you still believe this country is under the rule of law, please produce Rose Njeri with immediate effect and be able to face the consequences of acting against the Constitution. You know, you cannot hold an accused, a suspect for more than 24 hours before producing them in court. This is the basic law of the land. And kama mulienda kule Homa Bay na munasema kwamba you have apologized to the Genz. How do you apologize to the Genz and you continue to harass them? So some of these things we are going to be dealing with. We are very clear about it and we will not relent. Kenyans will not surrender.
So you're not a defective judge like this one is a worrying trend. Why do I say it's a worrying trend? Because the police will arrest, keep somebody in custody for 3-4 days, like Njeri has been kept, bring her to court, and she's taken through the motions. And at the end of the day, that charge is dismissed. She would have suffered immensely. This is what we are asking the court to stop this abuse of good process. And those the views of Mr. Theuri and Honorable Musyoka, that as you consider this charge and the submissions made before you, you release Njeri on our own bond. Somebody who has an address and who has had the courage of doing what she did, the police didn't need to arrest her. They just needed to call her and tell her, look, come. We want to prefer charges against you. And she would go to the police station. If there are any charges preferred against her, she would come to court and be charged. But being arrested on Friday, knowing very well that Monday is going to be a public holiday, was just meant to torture her. We pray, Your Honor, that you release.
Hatuna speaker.
Okay, hi. Are you first we do a test?
Yeah.
You're able to capture?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello all. My name is Rose Tumuru or Rose Njeri. I believe I'm happy that you all came out in the way that you did. And I wanted to say a few words now that I find myself here. First thing I'd like to express is my sincere gratitude to everyone who raised their voice in any way regarding my illegal arrest, detention, house search, and possession of my property by the state. The show of force during the illegal arrest and the intimidation by around 15 men, that's 3 Subarus, versus the lack of crime committed was ridiculous. And I'm happy that you all saw that as the case and reacted as you did. With the hashtags and the protests and the visits to come see me. So I can't thank you enough for your support. You came when I called, so thank you. Second, I'd like to send a plea to all Kenyans of voting age, regardless of age, gender, class, education level. The next time you have a ballot paper in front of your face, and this might sound harsh, I beg you to think, really think. And if I may offer a suggestion, do not vote for a person who does not respect our Kenyan constitution. Don't vote for someone who does not respect court orders, and don't vote for someone who is only angry they got kicked out. Vote for someone who respects and defends the Kenyan constitution, because tomorrow when it is you in my shoes, you want to have a leader who can respectfully extend to you your constitutional rights. So your decision on who you vote for is personal. It directly affects you. So please really think hard before you cast your next ballot. And third, since we are talking about ballots, we need to rally for a reconstituted IEBC. According to Kenyan law, elections should be held every 5th year of the presidency. If you do your math, we are due for an election in 2026 August. We are in June 2025 and we do not have a functional IEBC. So we do not have the luxury of time. We need to focus our energies on the reconstitution of the IEBC. The IEBC needs to review boundaries and start preparing for the next elections. We see the games being played and we must not allow them to succeed. We cannot have an extended land term. Things are already so unbearable. So we must focus our energies on the reconstitution of the IEBC. Remember, your vote is personal, so leo mimi, kesho wewe. And finally, I want to tell you people, anyone who's listening to me, don't underestimate your power. If they sent 3 Subarus or 15-ish men to arrest little old me, because of an idea I executed, then they surely know the power of ideas. They may line their pockets with taxpayer money, grab all public land, steal from our pensioners, defund and desecrate education. They show disrespect to professionals, and still they remain afraid of ideas. So do not be afraid to think. Be inspired to come up with new ways to protest in your daily lives. Be kind to your fellow Kenyans. Be firm in your beliefs. No matter the attempts at intimidation. And one day soon, the people who celebrated me, the people who separated me from my little ones over nothing, will also be separated from their ill-gotten wealth and spend the rest of their lives in jail. But only if you think very hard before you act. And don't usiuziwe uoga that you are throwing away your votes, or it will be rigged, or only rich people can win. If 8 million youths wanaweza tupa vote yao, inaweza enda mahali. Inaweza acha wale wengine wachague along tribal lines, whatever. But wewe mwenye unanisikiza, really think hard the next time you vote, because you need personal. So thank you.
Wakisema one term tunawaambia nini? Tunawaambia nini? Tunawaambia nini?
One term is real. One term is unstoppable. And no violence. We need peace. But one term is real. Hii hata Mungu ameweka sahihi. Hii kampuni ya profesa na dokta sio ni ikiwaka. Hata mtoe pesa ngapi, mshuke juu, mshuke chini, muende kando, muende katikati. Hii one term is real. Asi machezo.
Enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.